Hey everybody, welcome back to Brent Builds Online. Today we're going to be taking a look at, I'm going to be taking a break from my usual print on demand stuff tonight. I don't really feel like, I feel like I need a break from that. So we're not going to be focused on the print on demand. Tonight I'm going to be mapping out a rough structure, if you will, of my website that I'm going to make for this channel and for curating all the resources and kind of things that I come across. So you're going to watch me walk through the process of creating this. One of the things that I feel like is really, really important for building a website, which a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people will just want to go straight to the design. They just want to cut to the visuals. That's the fun part for them. For most people, really, is watching the site materialize and come to life. But they don't realize that before you can build a website, one of the best things that you can do to ensure that you have a good time doing it, you don't get frustrated, you don't hit roadblocks, and to make it an effective site is to plan it out with a blueprint or a map, some type of plan that you can use to build the site out and see a little bit in advance where some of the caveats are going to be or where some of the catches may lie. So without any further ado, let's get to it. I'm just going to title this spreadsheet, and you can see I'm just using simple tools for this. I'm just going to title this spreadsheet Brent Builds Online Blueprint. Whoops. Okay. Brent Builds Online Blueprint. So the reason why I chose spreadsheet because it's laid out in two dimensions like this makes it pretty easy to see and visualize the site structure. We're going to start, of course, with the home page, and later on I'm going to show you how you can kind of get a little further down into this, into the specifics of each page. But for right now, we're going to focus on the general concepts of what the site is going to be. So one problem that I have is, I collect a lot of uh, Instagram posts about different businesses and income streams that you can build. So I know I'm going to want to have some ideas for side hustles. And those can be, some of those are going to be active. See, we don't need to worry about messing up here because we can actually go back and change this at any time. So if you decide you don't want to do it this way, which I probably will decide in a minute here, side ideas for passive income. It really depends how you want to cut this up. And I've already decided, and this is the great thing about Google Sheets, I've already decided I don't want to do it that way. I'm just going to do it like resources. Yeah, okay. We'll do resources and tools, and then we're going to do ideas. And what else? Services I plan to offer in the future. Future, whatever. Not right now, though. I think I would like to someday offer a type of packaged product, which would be like ready-made revenue streams. So I'll just put that as a future one too. Okay, and there we go. All right, so then of course we're gonna need the typical stuff. That's probably gonna go in like a top menu. Oh, you know what we always need is a contact us. Contact. That might go in a different menu as well. In fact, let's actually take these and let's put them down here on the next row because up here I'm going to put, actually let's even do one more row down. And I know you could just insert a row above it, but I had already been in the habit of copy pasting. So up here we're going to actually put the contact is going to go here as one of the large kind of CTA buttons or whatever that can change in the future. Again, like that might change from These CTA buttons up here in the header should be what you actually count as a conversion for your site. So for right now, I just want people to contact me. That's fine. And maybe something like if you have a school, I know a lot of you guys that follow Alex Hormozi have a school account. Join my school. Okay, we could put that if you want. I'm probably not going to do that because I just suck at that school thing. So anyway, here we go. Up at the top is going to be more like, you can have a top menu. You've probably seen it on a lot of sites to separate out less important links. They're usually smaller because they're not quite as important. I cannot think of any right now that I would need, like maybe about, and maybe, I don't know. I'll probably put my social medias up here somewhere. And that's about it. So that should include YouTube though. So as you can see, I'm just like, and this doesn't need to be like, you don't need to mark this up or anything or change the colors really or put any boundaries. You can if you want. I might put just a bottom border here just to separate, but don't get sucked into making this too fancy because it's just a rough blueprint. You don't really need to style it too much. Now, okay, we've got the general header kind of mapped out. The next section down is often called the hero section. And this is a critical part of the website because this is really the main meat of the website. This is the main chunk that people are going to see. And this is what they're going to gauge whether or not they bounce off of your site, basically by what's in the hero section. So you want the hero section to be captivating, motivating, interesting. We are actually going to go to ChatGPT, and I'm going to take these out of the window that I'm in. And let's put, where is the other one? Okay. All right, sorry about that, folks. I had to sneeze there for a second. So just gonna move this out of the way and get this one and then this one. Oh goodness, I've got too many open tabs. All right, now ChatGPT, we're just gonna say, what should we say? So, you know what? I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to ask ChatGPT for. Riveting content for a hero section for a website that is what? I don't know. I guess that's being defined. So you know what? For the sake of moving on and moving quickly, I'm just going to put hero section here, and I'm just going to make a big old section with these cells and merge the cells. And oh my goodness, I hate so much that the default for this is for these Google Sheets is always to put it at the bottom of the cell. I wish there was a way it could permanently change to vertically align by default. If you know a way and I just don't know the way, put it down in the comments and do let me know. So getting back to the site, you know what? I'm actually going to center that up as well, just nice like that. And let's give that a bottom border to make the distinction. Okay. Now, after the hero section, I'm probably going to want to put some little blurb about, maybe joining my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel or something. So I'm just going to put like a half content, we'll merge it, and then do the whole stupid sheet with this, and then we're going to center that up. And that's going to be just like half content with half text content. Darn it. With half of like media. So this could be like a video or something like that, an image. It really depends on what your goals are. See, now I'm creating this site without much of a goal or an objective in mind. I'm just sort of mapping out how I would create these things and do these things. So I'm going to go up here. I've got in my other window up here, which is why it got all dark, is my Instagram. I'm not going to show it to you guys, but I am going to pull a few bookmarks out of here and check out the bookmarks and group these together and see kind of what I want the structure of this site to be. So another big advantage to brainstorming like this kind of mind mapping is kind of what we're doing is you get ideas that will pop into your head as you go. So I just was looking at some of the business ideas and stuff on Instagram, and I had this idea, because I have so many different social medias where they're all cluttered up with different business ideas and concepts, things like that, that I think what I'm going to do is instead, I might move this down, right? But instead of having this one, I'm just going to cut this out and paste it here for now because I was never sure what that was really gonna be. But I had this idea of like, let's do it like this. Anytime that I save or bookmark something to a certain folder on Twitter, or X as it's called now, I would like it to send that post back and send my activity back and actually say like, oh, I saved a new file. I said not a file, a post to this folder. And the same for Instagram and the same for really any of the social media that I'm on. Those are the big two. TikTok I don't really do, but you could do it for TikTok too. So let's do a social media live feed. And then I'm just going to write down here. You know what? Let's make this bigger. I apologize for the hot corners all the time. Okay, for the social media live feed, I'm going to raise my desk up a little bit. All right, for the social media live feed, what we're going to do here is have just a little note, and we're going to say social media live feed. So anytime I save a post on X or Instagram to a certain folder, and if you didn't know, you can do it on both. You can do folders on Instagram of saved posts as well as on X, and I highly recommend it because it's a great way to stay organized, especially if you're good at keeping up on it. Unlike myself, I just sort of tend to let them, they all go into the same folder, and I tell myself I'm going to sort them later, and then I never do. So anytime I save a post on an Instagram folder, share that I saved it to that. I guess just share the post here, and this is very important, give the original poster credit and link to them on social media. Give credit where credit's due, guys. Don't try to just rip it off and repurpose it and pass it off as your own. That's really scuzzy and also not very advantageous, because I found that the more you promote other people's work, the more you try to collaborate with them and give them value and promote them, the more the universe is going to return that back to you. People see that you're helping them out and that you're an honest person by giving them the credit for the content that they created, and they're going to be way more willing to work with you than people that are just trying to pass off their ideas and their hard work as their own ideas. So make sure to always give credit and link back. I know that it doesn't always pay off. You're at kind of at the person's mercy of what to do to repay you. But in one way or another, even if they don't do you any favors, in one way or another, people are going to see that and it's going to come back to you, and it's going to be a huge, huge advantage for you. So just take the high road here and go ahead and cite whoever you are not copying, but whoever you are bookmarking the content from. I really want to link back to them so their accounts can grow, as I appreciate the hard work that they've all done. Anyway, enough about that. Okay, let's just chop this up a little bit. And okay. Now, as far as that goes, we're also going to, should we, yeah, I don't know. That'll be a challenging section in and of itself to build. I might even move it up a little bit because I think that should take the priority over the whatever else I'm putting in the hero section. I don't really have a good idea for that section. And it'll help you kind of see, like, it'll help anyone that comes to the site to see that you're active online, as I almost always am. And it'll be a great way to categorize and document, curate all this content and ideas that are out there. Okay, so it should also have, I think, a link to like relevant I don't know, doesn't matter. Link to relevant post category. So for example, what I mean by that is, let's say I save something as AI tool or whatever the folder is called, right? I want to link to that, link to AI tools page on the website. So this is going to be kind of a rotating banner. I know that these silly sliders and stuff are really going out of style. So I don't maybe want it to be a slider, but it's probably going to end up being something kind of like a slider, unfortunately. But it'll have a little link to whatever category I happen to categorize some post as, and it will take the user directly to that page. So for right now, this is taking a really long time, and I think that's probably good right there. You know, you don't need to overdo it. So I would say maybe you need, actually, let's do this. So let's get rid of this because I don't know what I'm going to put there. I can always add it back later. In fact, let's just actually move it over here. And then let's give this one just a separator, bottom border. Okay, good enough. And then in this section, I thought it might be a good idea to put like maybe tools and resources. Oh, you know what? Different ways of categorizing information on YouTube. So let's say you do a video every Monday, maybe about exploring different AI tools, and then Tuesday you do a video about, you know, your Etsy shop or whatever. You could segment those out and then you could post them here as well. So this would be, you could separate it out into like the different video categories. Playlists, whatnot. So that could be that. I don't know. And then what else did I say? Like maybe tools and resources. I'm going to write it down here, but I don't really, as my mind moves through this, I don't really know what exactly I would put there. Maybe the top 10 list, most useful tools, things I'm doing this week, things I'm focused on this week, what tools am I reviewing, a tools review. You could just post a bunch of videos. If all you're doing is building up your YouTube channel, if that's what you're focused on, you could just post a bunch of videos in that vein, and each section of the homepage could be like, oh, this is the Monday type of videos where we take a deep dive into AI. The next section down might be, oh, here's also a course that I offer on school or whatever. So anything you want really, but it's good to map it out ahead of time. So on the next video, I'm going to leave it the homepage at that. Obviously, you're going to need the footer with all the stuff that I don't even know why, because how many of us really read the footers or look at the footers or scroll all the way down to a footer of a website anymore? But that's it. I'm going to keep it simple. I don't want an elaborate, over the top. This already might be too many sections. You don't want an over the top homepage because people, I'm just telling you right now, I'm just going to tell you the truth. People get married to these web pages and these websites and they think their website's so awesome. And maybe to you it is. But to the majority of people that are just going to bounce right off, it doesn't matter. So don't like invest some effort into it, but don't go overboard. Don't worry about it if your homepage looks super sloppy or if your homepage is not all the way put together yet. Don't worry about it. You got time. You can make changes over time. It needs to adapt. It needs to grow. It's never going to be perfect. Don't get married to the website, okay? You don't know until you build one, until you test it out and perform what's going to do well and what's not going to succeed. So don't get married to that and trust that there's going to need to be a few iterations that will be done before you get it right. Okay, guys, well, that's it. That's been a long video. I'm going to do a little more work and I'll be back tomorrow to show you guys what I have come up with. So thanks a lot. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.